Hello.
Hey, girl.
Ooh, I just started out ignorant. Um,
Yes, always.
oh, I don't know how to take that, but
Girl, did you see what I saw?
I don't know. My notes are very thorough today.
Good, I'm
So
glad.
I ain't had no choice. Oh, I'm Doris. Before we all start talking and stuff,
Yes, and I'm Tamika. Welcome
okay,
to all of the new listeners.
right, and subscribers, and y'all been
Yes.
talking. I love it. But anyway, guys, we're doing 2 episodes in one. So we're gonna try to be as
Mhm.
thorough as possible, because I don't want to leave out any details. Because these last 2 weeks. Well, wait a minute. Is this the last? Wait a minute. Let me look at my notes. We got 2 more episodes, do we? This is.
I think so.
It might be one. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look back. I'm looking at my notes. I believe that last week was number 20. I think.
Okay, so in the one of the listeners said that it's 22.
Right.
But wasn't this? Oh, this might be the next week might
Which
be the
one?
last one because this was episode 21 this week, right?
Right. I believe so. According to my notes,
Mhm.
yes.
Okay.
Hmm. So, I got some stuff to say about that, but it's gonna be at the end of the of this whole thing here. Okay. Last week at the beginning, why? I'm trying to think who called them a hood rat duo. The hood rat duo, was that Gary? Yep, Gary called Zac and Fatima the hood rat duo.
Yeah, he's so ignorant.
Why are they hood rats? There's nothing hood rat about them. He just was reaching.
Right. Yeah, he is.
So
Just
they're
gotta be
standing in this
annoying.
he got to hate his role at this point.
Mhm.
He got to. But he's making the money. And I wonder if it's anybody out here that likes him. Is there anybody out here who likes his character, his behavior? I just wonder.
He probably people that you know how you have those ones that you love to hate,
Mm-hmm.
and so probably like that. Yeah.
Well, anyways, when they were in that little circle at the baby shower, and he was announcing to everybody that him and Andi were going to get married, and he is just claiming complete ownership. Andi is a small framed woman, okay?
Mhm.
Now, which is kind of weird that they put her in so many suits. That's kind of weird. They fit,
Mhm.
they're tailored to fit, but it's kind of weird. But I guess that's just me. But Andi's body language when she was standing next to Gary and he was saying how they was, together, and she just looked like a little timid child. I was kind of
Mhm.
upset that her friends weren't more involved in that moment, like looking at her like, okay, what's really going on? Because her body language said it all.
It did. It did. But I think what may have happened in that moment was how Andy used to be.
Okay, that
Um,
makes sense.
yeah, now remember how she used to just
Mhm.
go right back to him and
Yeah.
everything despite what they said. So they might have thought
Okay.
that something happened where she, fell back again. But yeah, I don't know. But Fatima was on it though. She was on it. And when I seen that how she stayed behind in the room until she came back and stuff, it just go back to what you said that though they really are best
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did Gary say that no one was invited to the wedding?
At first he said everybody was invited, then I think he uninvited everybody.
Ain't nobody gonna be there yet then. And then he called Zach the G Unit. Did you hear him call him G Unit?
Yes.
I was like, now
So
what
ignorant.
significance is it? Why is he the G Unit? What is it about
Right.
him? I'm expecting 50 Cent to come on out and say something because he don't miss nothing. I would not be surprised if he started trolling and putting stuff on there about that, but it'll still be good for the show if he does. Gary called them banshees. I don't know if you're familiar with the banshees. Um, I think banshees are some type of animal. I remember Miss Bird used to say screaming like the banshees. So I'm assuming that is an animal that is making a lot of noise. We called them that. Somebody said menses.
Who said that?
I don't know. My notes right here it just says two menses.
I
It
can't
had to
remember.
be
I don't
Maurice.
know. Recall that. Yeah.
And then I just, like I said before, because I got above my notes, Andi, her friends, I don't feel like they're just, we know that Fatima is on it, but the rest of them, y'all been knowing her forever and a day. Like, but I don't want to get too
Mhm.
far ahead, guys. I'm trying to stick to the script on last week's episode before I make the crossover. So there's a lot of things that are just kind of like intertwined. So I'm just really reading by bullet points.
Mhm.
Um, Zac looked good in pink to me at the baby shower.
Yeah,
That was
he
his
did.
color. I mean, I was
Yeah.
just looking at the details and the colors of the suit and stuff, and that was his color. I liked it. Um,
Mhm.
I'm trying to see what I was talking about. It says Zac asked Belly if
You sit
I
there
don't
laughing at your notes. I'm like, what in the world is
because
you laughing at?
because I could see myself in that moment and how I felt. I'm trying to
Uh-huh.
remember because it said that Zac laughed at Karen's belly. I don't know if it was saying, "Are you all right?" I don't know. My notes. I'm working on my manuscript. Aaron looks good in his color. I wasn't expecting both of the babies. I never thought about what the genders might be.
Oh, yeah, I didn't either.
I think we talked about that before, but I like the color that
Mhm.
I don't know if that was a lilac that Aaron had on, but it was
Yeah,
really nice.
it was.
Maurice Maurice called Karen the Virgin Mary because of the two fathers. Why? With what?
He is so
Why is she the
silly.
Virgin Mary?
Right. He
This
very
season,
much so.
right? I don't
Not the
know.
way that went down.
Yeah. Maurice, they really kind of silenced his character. If you notice, his male friend isn't around. He's always with the girls. They're starting to be more accepting of him because at first he was kind of like the odd boy out. Like they're starting to be more accepting of him. Notice he always got something to say. Like it's like they're giving him just a little bit of spotlight because they're killing his character softly. I'm just kind of noticing that. I don't know if you noticed that. Mhm.
Yeah, I was kind of trying to figure that out too. Now, the last time he was with his male friend, he was mad at him for switching up his closet and cooking his oxtails. Did they reconcile after that?
No, I never saw him again.
Okay, so maybe they on the outs then. I can't
Okay,
really
perhaps.
remember, but I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah.
I don't know why I feel like we did this show already. I guess because I was just so because I wrote these notes for last week, so this is not new. Okay,
Mhm.
we just talked about how Fatima. I believe me, I say Zatima on all my notes. Her name is still Zatima.
Mhm.
But Fatima, yeah, she is a real friend. And I believe that she is insistent on finding out what the situation
Mhm.
is with Gary. I don't want to go too far, guys. You got to remember this is last week's episode that we're talking about right now. This is last week
Mhm.
because trust me, I got 3 pages of notes. Okay, moving on.
I was about
Um,
to say, now when you bring up the scenes, I might bring up what happened in this episode.
okay, that's fine when we go over to the
Okay.
next episode, and we can always refer back
Yeah.
to this episode. Where was Tony during the baby shower?
Um, he wasn't there, was he?
Mm-mm.
Probably was with his ex-wife.
Mm-mm. Perhaps. Um, I'm trying to think.
G.I.
Out my
Jane.
notes is no. It says here Richard. It says here Richard and Sabrina were talking, and Richard had some valid questions. I think he was making reference to I think the Damoni is the sperm donor's name. I specifically wrote it down. I think he was
Mhm.
making reference to whether or not he was going to be a part of the baby's life. But I'll talk
Mhm.
about him more in the next episode. Guys, the last episode I'm talking about, I'm really just skimming because I can't get to the juice until I get to the next episode because my notes are more current. But anyway, Tony called Danni woman. I don't remember what they were talking about, but you know what, you do that. You
He
call a
called
person
Danny
woman.
woman.
Right, you do that. Listen here, woman. So
Oh
it was kind
yeah.
of one of my Lynn does that, but it was kind of one of those situations, and I loved it. I like that. Not when you say it, not when you say it or my Lynn, but I like that. It just, for me, it just quiets out my loud personality. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I was saying right here. I know that. Okay, so Tony's ex-wife's name is Tiffany. Tiffany, is she really trying to get back in?
Sending that picture the way she did, yeah, it seemed like it. I don't know
See, I
how
don't
he
go through,
blind to it, but yeah, so that
but that's how
scene
a lot
right
of men
there.
are.
Now, he was more, I mean, I don't know, he was more upset
Are you
about
there?
Danny with his phone than he was about that picture.
Hello?
I don't think that he really
I'm
assessed
just
the
going to keep on.
situation
Okay,
well
the
to,
internet, it was breaking up. Hmm.
yeah. But
The last thing I did, mhm.
what was the last thing you heard me say?
You were saying something about how you didn't see how Tony didn't see what was that, what
Yeah,
was
it's like
going
he
on.
wasn't seeing what was, that was wrong with her sending that picture. Like, he got to understand how that's making Danny feel. They a little too chummy for me. They
Well, that
taking the whole co-parenting thing to a whole nother
hmm
level. It's not even about co-parenting. She inappropriate. Either
yeah.
they together or they not. But that's all of that extra stuff. Mm-mm.
Danny had called his ex-wife ex Titties. I don't use that word. I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
said that word. I don't think I write that word other than this. But that was funny. Now, do you think Danny was wrong for looking at his phone when it went off?
Um. A lot of people would think that it was wrong.
I'm a lot of people, but go ahead.
A lot of people would think that it was wrong. So I guess, I mean, I don't know if she might have thought that. I think the only reason, okay, in her defense, I think the only reason that she looked at it is because it kept ringing. The notification kept coming and stuff. I think if it was just one time, she wouldn't have. But me myself, I would have took the phone to him if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
If something kept going on and stuff like here, your notification keep going off, you know.
Now, I
Um,
wouldn't have done that, but
but
carry
I
on.
think that that's why she looked. I think that's why she looked.
Mhm.
Is because it went off more than once.
Okay, because she to me doesn't come off, as somebody that would do something like that purposely.
Right.
However, I don't agree with the fact that she did it, whether it was going off or not. And I don't think that she should have taken the phone to the restroom either, because I have a policy. Don't ever disturb me when I'm in the restroom, because that's a person's, quiet time and stuff. But I think she
Mhm.
probably should have just let it ring or whatever, chime or whatever. And then when he got there, just say, you know what, somebody is really trying to get in touch with you. And boom, he would have checked
Mhm.
it, would have known. So that's just me.
Yeah, I don't like being disturbed in the bathroom either.
The kids know. They know. Mom don't like being disturbed unless it's an emergency.
Well, see,
And
that's what I think that she thought that it might have been an emergency, with his kids and stuff. Just in her defense, that's just what I'm thinking because it's not like, I mean, the phone was right there. She didn't just pick it up and go through it because he wasn't in the room.
but was it
It's
turned
just that it
over?
kept going off. I don't
Was it
know.
turned over? Okay, I don't either, but that would be that. I think that's important to know. That's
Mhm.
important to know if it was turned over or not. Now, if she went and turned it over, then yeah. So okay, knowing that if it wasn't turned over, then yes, I would be okay with her saying, "Listen, somebody's trying to reach out. Here's your phone." I see that, but if it was turned over and she turned it over, if it was the other way and she turned it over, yeah, kind of like a problem with that. Um,
Mhm.
so Tony gets upset for some reason. I put myself in that situation when he just decides to leave naked. My take on that is, why are you leaving naked? What's the sense of urgency? Are you that upset, and why are you that upset? because you still didn't address the fact of what she saw. You left
Yeah.
like a child. You just
Mhm.
ran out of there. So I'm like, okay, I would have been thinking, okay, what's really going on? Um, I don't know what I don't know. But anyway, I know what I was talking about, but I'll get back to it. But yeah, so him leaving
Mhm.
naked, that was that was too much. And I'm not saying that as far as the writing goes. I just felt like he was just overreacting. It didn't look good. It wasn't a good look for him to just run
Yeah.
out like that. And I'm kind of mad because her character has been so soft. And if it had have been
Mhm.
Preston, she probably would have opened the door up and picked through the couch out there. Just so I'm
You're
like, okay,
right.
why are you doing that? Now
Mhm.
let's go back to Gary. Did you see the part when he took Andy's panties?
Girl. Oh my goodness. Now, I know she probably just said that she was on her cycle just so that she would not have to sleep with him.
Wait a minute, I
But
missed that part.
you for real? He wanted to have sex with her.
I must have
Mhm.
been sipping my coffee or something. I
And she
missed that
told him
part.
that it was that time of month,
Mm-mm.
and he still told her to give him her panties.
See, I missed that part. All I saw, or all I noticed, must have been doing something. So he took
Mhm.
the underwear, and he did he really smell them throughout the day?
Probably so. I mean, if
Because it's in
he
my notes.
relieved himself before off of them, then
This
yeah, I
is
wouldn't
true.
put it past him.
He just he went too far. I have here in my notes. I can't mention this on the podcast. I'm not sure what I was talking about, but I think I know. So we'll hang back. But yeah, he went too far. That was disgusting.
Mhm.
Karen, Pam, Rooster Riches. Okay, Karen, Karen and Pam and Rooster Riches. I don't want to go too far because something happened in this episode that I could tie with that. So I'll just say this: Karen, she's really holding back on the whole thing with Pam, and for Pam to have done things the way she did them is stealing to me. She just stole and she
Mhm.
built
It
herself up,
is.
and I feel like she kind of looking down at Karen really because then her little business is flourishing and thriving. Karen is
Mhm.
better than me. She's better than I am, but we'll get to that because it's in the next episode where I can really say what I want to say. Um, I don't remember what Andy had on. Whatever Andy had on last week was inappropriate for work. I think all her back and shoulders and stuff was showing, and it was a
I
bit
can't
much.
remember last week's outfit, but I know this is going into next week. But that was hilarious when Maurice called her. What did he call? He called her suit a funeral suit or something.
Yeah, that was this week, yeah.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah, this
funny because
week.
I was looking at a couple of people had on black in one scene, and I was thinking the
Mm.
exact same thing. But black
Mm.
is the color. Black is
It
it's
is. I
definitely
love
the color.
black. Probably a little too much, but I love it.
It's definitely making a comeback. Um,
Mhm.
Marie, she's just trifling to me, and I say that because she's too old to be behaving like she's doing.
Oh my God.
And I really think that Hayden, see, this is going too far, but I gotta say this. I don't think that Hayden feeling her like that. He just trying to win the case.
Mm.
That's all it is. I said something about I can't get her name. It was a
Oh no,
Tamara's
he
dress. It's
seemed a little
Tamara.
turned on when she be coming at him though.
Who? Hayden?
Yeah, he do.
Girl, he turned on by money. He not thinking about her old biscuits. He is turned on by money. And I don't think I'm not, well, was this the episode with the
Mm-mm.
gray hair in his mouth?
That was that was last episode, but
Right,
this
that's what I know.
episode, no, I mean that was the one before that one.
Okay,
But
okay, it's not in my
but
notes.
this yeah, but this episode is when she came on to him in the I mean last week episode is when she came on to him in the office and Tamara walked
Mhm.
in.
Okay, so Tamara called Miss Hayden a raggedy B senior citizen. Something about glitter growing from her, you know what.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's too much. My thing is, and that's the end of this first episode, so I'm gonna get my own commentary and put away my note. My thing about Tamara is why is she seeming to be so interested all of a sudden? Maybe it's a case of I can do what I want to do, but you can't do nothing. I guess because Hayden
Mhm.
was all over her when they first met. Now you're
Yeah,
not
he was
thinking
like a
about
little
her.
puppy dog, but now he ain't paying
Mm-mm,
her no mind at
mm-mm.
all.
And that makes you think that maybe he is feeling Marie, but he ain't. Mm-mm, he ain't feeling.
Mhm.
Okay, guys, let's move it. Right? Anything else from you about last week's episode?
I kind of tied them together in my head, but no.
Okay, y'all. I'm trying to look at my notes. I'll be able to do a more thorough job because this is fresh. It's fresh. I just watched it. I don't know what the episode, what is the title of it is. Is it penalties? Because it didn't look the
Um,
word. Just,
I'm not sure what you talking about the title of this week's episode.
mm-hmm.
It was let's see if I can look it up really quick.
Because
It
it didn't penalties.
was,
It wasn't spelled like penalties. So what was it saying? I should have looked
and
it
this
up.
was episode 21. Oh, I don't even penultimate.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I get it. I'm not
What?
sure. Maybe because now Sabrina got to make a choice between the two of them. I don't know. I could be way
Oh,
off. I could be way off. I have to do some more intense thinking. But anyway, the first scene, Andi.
well,
Oh,
oh,
go ahead.
I just googled girl. It say next to last, so maybe they mean before the finale. I don't know.
Oh, perhaps. Okay, guys, I was way off. But anyway, Andi, she told Jordan. She told Jordan about what Gary is doing in part. Okay, I really wanted to see the old Jordan right there in today's episode, period, because we needed a strong person to do what he was trying to do. Like when he
Mhm.
grabbed Gary in the office, the old Jordan would have shook him up. But this one here, when they pulled the camera back and you can see both bodies.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah. I think that Gary was just playing with him. He ain't scared of him, but they should have made
Nope.
him choke slam him. Then I would be convinced, but they didn't do it.
Mhm.
I almost cried, y'all. Almost cried when
But what part?
Zatima. Let me stop saying Zatima. Y'all hear me saying Zatima. Y'all know what I'm saying. I even wrote it in my notes. I almost cried when Fatima showed up and she saw Andi in distress and Andi didn't tell her what was going on, but she did what a friend does. She went right over
Mhm.
to her and she hugged her. And I had a similar situation. This person not listening, so I could talk just a little bit about it. But I had a similar situation last weekend. I ain't gonna say too much. When a friend of a friend, who's kind of like a friend to me, almost family,
Mhm.
she came over, and I didn't even know she was in the house. I'm in the kitchen cooking, and she came up to me. I'm thinking somebody playing, and immediately she extended her arms. I don't know nothing, but right away I hugged her, and she just said, "I need
Mhm.
you." I didn't know the situation, but as a friend, it was. I
Mhm.
get it. I get it. So she was really there for her. And I liked it. I liked it. I
Yeah.
like the fact that she lets her in because she feels comfortable to let Fatima in. She's not gonna get that
Mhm.
type of reaction from nobody else. Fatima, yes, she's gonna try to beat somebody and call somebody, but she's not gonna just throw it in your face and just over it. She listens, she
Right.
hears it, she sees it without hearing it, and
Mhm.
she feels it. And so that's the
Right.
difference between, and I like that. But anyway, so I also like Sabrina and Karen's relationship. Now, at the beginning, the very beginning of the show, they were in cliques. You had
Mhm.
Karen and Andi, and then you had Sabrina and
Mhm.
Danni. They were in cliques, but I see that they're kind of like crossing over. So you see, as Sabrina and Karen are interacting more, like she threw,
Yeah, they
the baby,
are.
so they're interacting more.
Right. Mhm.
The sperm donor. What did I say his name? Damoni?
Yeah.
Yeah, Damoni. He shows up with flowers.
He doing too much.
Way too much because I have a question here. How did he get her address? Why is that important for him to know? And how did they become
Hmm.
co-workers? They keep on saying co-workers. They're not co-workers. He's somebody who,
No, he just came in the door a story.
yeah, but they're calling him co-workers. And I'm also
Mhm.
tired of them saying, calling, and tell me if I'm wrong because I could be off. I'm tired of them saying Sabrina's embryos. They don't become embryos until they're embryos. Like these are just eggs, right?
Uh,
An
They're going
embryo.
to freeze them.
Oh, so what
They're
they'll
gonna,
do is they'll
yeah, they're gonna
put them in
fertilize
there.
her eggs.
Okay, good. I
Yeah.
just put 'em together. I didn't want to go all over that. But okay, I
Mhm.
get it. They just still keep calling them that. They're not that yet. I just wanted
Mhm.
to hear that. But anyway, so he shows up with the flowers. I want to know how he got her address. Um, he is too close for comfort. There's no
Mhm.
around it. He's too close for comfort. Rich shows up, and Rich should have been upset about the fact that he was there. But he
Mhm.
had to separate that from I don't know. He gotta separate that from how he feels because he's not doing what Sabrina wants him to do. Because he got to play on one side. He can't be like, okay, I'm not having
Mhm.
no babies by her, but I don't want her to be too close with him. Now he's getting ready to come and say that he wants to have this child. So you know what's probably gonna happen is they both gonna they're gonna do both of them. Both of them gonna fertilize her eggs, I guess, and maybe we're gonna have to wait and see who
Oh
the process.
Lord, girl,
I just
they
took
better
it
not
there.
put us through this whole who the daddy again.
Yeah, but I can see
That would
that
make a good
happening.
storyline, though. Just speaking to
Rich should
drag
have
something out.
he should have gone on and did it from the beginning. But the
Mhm.
difference is if she was to get this donation from a complete stranger, they never saw his face, no interaction, it'll be just a little bit different. But I think he
Mhm.
feels intimidated by this guy
Mhm.
because he's so insistent. And
Yeah.
Sabrina knows that if Sabrina don't know that that man not interested in her, then but she
Right.
gotta know. But who knows? She might be clouded by what it is that she really wants, which is a child. So we'll see.
Mhm.
We'll see what happens with that. I was looking at Damani. He's really attractive. Before I was like, okay, look at him.
He
But
is. He's an
yeah,
attractive man. It's just that he just a little too overbearing. And
yeah,
when they
he
were
is.
sitting in that waiting room and
Yeah, because why was
Sabrina,
he there? Did he have to be there? He didn't have to be there.
no.
Because if it was
And
a
somebody
stranger,
asked
yeah.
about co-parenting, and she was like, "Oh no, he's not going to be doing that." Did you see the
Yes,
look on his face?
I surely did. He already picking out
Mhm.
the kindergarten teachers. Yeah,
Yep.
he's doing
Yep.
interviews.
Yep.
Yeah.
He
But where did he
definitely
come
expects
from?
more.
I know that he's the person, who did the interview, but where did he really
Mhm.
come from? He who sent him? Okay, let me just put it that way. Who
Mhm.
sent him? Because no, he just shows up. Um, okay, let's go right into Tay, the guy at the beauty shop that's dating Pam. Okay, so
Mhm.
now we know why Karen took that picture that day. Now we know that that's what it
Yeah.
was. Okay, so I was tripping when he called Pam Shody. Go lay down, you and your braids.
Right.
I just was like, Shody, don't nobody say that no more. Y'all grown. Anyway, so Karen
Mm-mm-mm.
confronted Tay about what she saw about him being in the store with somebody else. Okay.
Mhm.
So he goes on to say that he and Karen, not Karen, he and Pam were not in a committed relationship. Okay.
Mhm.
I was just looking like, did Pam know that? I think Karen asked her that. But then when he was talking to Pam, Pam knew it, right?
It seemed like it, but they wasn't real specific. So I don't know.
Yeah. But it seems like she knew. So she was like, oh, she found out about blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It seemed like she knew. But Pam
Mhm.
is all over him. But then again, he sounded like he remember he made it seem like Pam was trying to say that Karen was jealous of her or jealous of the relationship. But then he turned around and said that Pam, like, ugh. that Karen was really looking out for Pam. So I didn't understand what was going on there as far as him being with somebody else.
Yeah.
He also made
I don't
reference
know. Was
to
they talking about that or what she did about spending the money on the business?
he crossed over into that. I was
Okay.
just getting ready to say he crossed over into that, saying that Pam was wrong for what she did.
Mhm.
I don't appreciate that Karen haven't really addressed it. That nobody really addressed it. That she's letting this carry on like that.
Well,
I
she
don't get
kind
it.
of did because she said, if you're doing that, then you need to cut me in, on the
Okay,
business. And
yeah.
Pam said no. I guess because people laughed at her idea or whatever, or didn't think that
But
she
she
would be
building off.
successful.
But
Yeah,
she
but
building off of somebody else.
exactly. You would. She need to realize she wouldn't have been able to do it without
Right.
mooching off of Karen. So you got some nerve. Don't do that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, but she was so desperate to come up that that's all she can see. Like in her mind, she's like, okay, I made it. Remember, she said, "Google
Mhm.
me." Hey, in
Yeah.
her mind, she done made it. But anyway, Tony needs to wake up. And I'm saying that in this episode. We knew it in the last episode. So we have moved on to this week's episode, but he need to wake up.
Mhm.
I didn't know Danni was still in counseling.
Right. And she's very comfortable with her counselor too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So she's still in counseling, and I'm glad of that. But Tony need to
Me
wake
too.
up.
Yeah.
First of all, he reminds me of my ex, my first love. He got a big
Mm.
butt. I know you weren't expecting that.
Not at all.
Okay. But he got a big butt. I just wanted to, he don't have hips like Aaron. Okay. But he got a big butt. But moving on, I got sidetracked. Um, okay, so Danny's still in counseling. I liked how Aaron and Zac were at Karen's place, and Lisa was there, and they were putting together the cribs.
Mhm.
I liked, and this was perfectly matched, that Zac would know how to put a crib together, but Aaron would. Aaron is kind of like more grounded. If Zac didn't have the money that he has now, then he would know how to do it, I think. But
Yeah.
I was offended when Lisa made reference to pretty much that Aaron was the handyman and that Zac needed to go home and crunch some numbers.
Mhm.
How many numbers is he crunching? Because how far is that money going? He ain't been doing
Is
over
it any
sending
more
money, sending
money
money.
even at all?
I
And
don't
it
know.
sounds like Aaron got some money if he was able to help fund stuff for Pam. So.
Exactly. He don't go to work, but he going somewhere to work. But
Mhm.
anyway, I didn't like that because I felt offended because what you're saying, Aaron ain't gonna never make it. He can crunch
Yeah.
numbers too. I
Yeah.
just was like, okay, and Zac, I just want to see the numbers that he crunching because let's not forget, and it was mentioned in this episode that Gary made reference to him taking Zac's money to Fatima.
Mhm.
But anyway, I don't want to go down there too soon. Okay, we talked about that. Okay, so we talked about how Rich showed up. Now they had the conversation, Rich, Jordan, and Tony, about their relationship issues. I didn't like how it went because I just felt like they was just going in circles with their relationship woes. Nobody had anything
Mhm.
positive to say because they was all in a sunken place, like
Well,
three
they
little
kind of
boys.
are.
Yeah, but like three little boys. Nobody could have came up and said, well, we need to do X, Y, and Z, do better, and blah, blah, blah. Everybody was comparing their blues to the other. And I just was like, okay,
Yeah, with
somebody
no
say something.
resolution.
Yeah. And then kind of taking shots at each other in their own little way. I don't know. I just took it too personally. Um,
Mhm.
okay. I got a lot of notes, y'all. Um, I don't know okay, that's number 2. This was funny when Gary told Andi that he was just like Jagged Edge, and he said, "Meet me at the altar in your white dress." Are you familiar with that
No.
song?
Mhm. Yeah.
I just was like, no, that was funny. He got a little sense of humor. It just made me laugh. I think he's funnier now. He's more diabolical, and he's just funny.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad that Jordan knows now. When he came to confront Karen, I'm just glad that he was able to say, listen, I know that he has something over on you. That was Andy's perfect time to say, yes, he's doing X, Y, and Z. Because he
Yeah,
already knows something. Just go ahead and tell him.
right. She's truly scared, though. She is
Yeah, I
truly
have to
scared.
remember.
You can see so much
Mm-hmm.
fear. She is very scared.
Yeah. Yeah, but on my notes, I gotta say this. I love Lisa's voice of reason.
Mhm.
I love that. I really did. I noticed something at Karen's place that was so cute. It's something about her place where I always look around at stuff. Maybe it's the color of the wall or whatever is inviting, but there's a key on the wall next to the front door. I
Mhm.
know you have. It's a key holder. It's a key rack. So when you come
I'm
in, you
about
just
to
hang your
look.
keys on it, and it's the cutest thing I ever seen. But anyway, moving
Yeah.
on. Um, go back to Jordan. Do you think he should give up?
Oh, and Andy?
Yeah,
No, because he has an idea that it's got to be something shady with Gary.
yeah.
I don't think so. And as much as I don't like him for that character, but
Mhm.
for the character's sake, no, I
Okay.
don't think that he should give up because I mean he really care about Andy. He don't even care about the election. He told
Yeah,
somebody
it's
he
a
was like,
point.
I don't care about none of that, right now. So that says a lot right there.
Because it looked
So
like they
no.
ain't cut his hair or shaved his beard or nothing, but maybe that's just him. I just had to include that, and that's not in the notes. But I did look just to see if they were, if they wanted to throw that in so we could see how much pain he's in. And it's funny because I'm looking at my notes and it says Tony has a big butt. But moving on, Maurice said, "Fill me up with human." I was like, no. Fill me up with human. I had never heard such a thing, but also I never know nobody that wanted to get pregnant. But fill me up with human. Um, I was looking, I'm just all into the fashions. I was looking at everybody's purse from scene to scene, and it started with Danni. I saw Andi. It was somebody in between there, but I don't know who it was. But the point is, everybody is carrying short, strapped purses.
No, I didn't even
I
notice.
have been, well, I probably noticed it because I pulled out um, a box. I was looking for specific sandals to go with this dress, and it's some Coach sandals, and it's a flower on the
Mhm.
sandals. I have a purse to go with it. It's a flower on the purse. And so I had been thinking about getting rid of it a few years ago. Some told me to keep it, and it
Mhm.
matched perfectly with the dress. And I was like, okay, this short purse or this little strap. And then now that I see, and this was last night, but now that I see that everybody else is wearing them, now I feel comfortable in knowing that I can
Yeah.
safely That's a shame. I'm a big purse type of person. But anyway, so moving on, I just wanted to share my little fashion thing. Um,
Mhm.
why was Maurice talking about Marie?
Um,
I
probably
get it.
just in the news or something, or he
What happened?
know of her.
Okay, so it turns out that her husband was
One of
gay.
her husbands.
Right, the last husband.
Yeah.
He said his name was Fill Up My Guts.
Yeah. So.
Good night, please. Good night, please. Because what? That's
Oh
just
my
crazy that
God.
they threw that in there. So her husband is living an alternative lifestyle. I wonder if that has anything to do with her trying to get this divorce and trying to get, whatever it is. I wonder if that has
Yeah.
anything to do with her trying to get all the money, like a
Right.
form of punishment for that. Um,
Wait a minute.
but
So
anyway,
yeah, did she know that? Because when Hayden was brought up another account in another woman's name, she didn't want to believe that. Remember?
I remember that, but I don't remember her not wanting to believe it.
Yeah, she didn't
But
really
why would
want to
she not?
believe it. I
Why do
don't
you
know.
feel like
Maybe
she
she
would?
knew that he was living that alternative lifestyle.
Who? But in another woman's name? Unless it was a
It,
fake name.
yeah, but she probably like, why is it in another woman's name if he messing around with men? I don't know. Just a thought.
No, what you mean? Oh, if she okay, I get it. If she already knows that. Get it, get
Mm,
it, get it. Okay, guys, this is the one. This is it right here. Hayden finds out about Gary on the next episode. This is in the preview.
Mm.
Did you see it?
Wait a minute. No. Oh, wait a minute. I kind of missed it. I meant to go back and watch the previews again, but I saw Hayden in a car hitting the steering wheel,
He
and it
was
looked like he had
crying.
some tears in his face. Yeah.
You know, I got soft. I was like, oh, he done found out that she been giving it up with a double coupon. But he had already asked her on several occasions to let him see the phone. First of all, if
Mhm.
you're doing dirt, why you carrying evidence?
Right.
Why are you carrying evidence around? I don't know. I
Mhm.
don't get that part. But yeah, that's crazy. So I guess next week is the final episode. Now that's all I noticed in the previews for next week. That's all I noticed. Did
Yeah.
you see anything else?
No, I meant to go back and watch. So honestly, I really didn't see too much of the previews.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure that I didn't leave out anything.
Mm.
Oh, wait. Gary had that guy, the security guy, to push Fatima down.
Oh yeah, that was one of the main things I wanted to bring up. Oh my
It was
God,
so good. I
that
didn't
was
even put it in my
terrible.
notes. No, it's not
Yeah.
even in my notes. Okay, so we had just spoken about how she needs to bring Madam back. So
Mhm.
she called Madam. But anyway, I thought it was kind of, I thought it was awkward. First of all, Gary's talking all this stuff. Any other time, I think Fatima would have popped him and punched him in his throat or something. So this
Yeah.
guy comes back, he comes up with the weakest push I have ever seen.
Mhm.
I think that
Right.
she was shocked more than anything. I ain't like how she gonna grab her arm or wrist. Somebody pushed me down with my old self. You gonna think about it. Arm or wrist or not, you're not gonna realize that at the time. Anyway, moving
She
on. So she
on
called.
this. She
Oh, so
about to
this
get
might be
Madam on the scene.
right. So she called Madam. This so next week, that's when she's gonna tell Zac, and he about to lose
Okay,
it.
I do remember that part. That's right. Yeah, and that was Zac was the very first person I thought about as soon as he pushed her like that. I was like, oh man, this is about to stir up a
I would have
whole
called
lot
him
of
too.
problems.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
was mad because I gotta, excuse me, I gotta think about girls calling girls bro. And I
Mhm.
gotta think about guys calling girls bro. Why does Zac call her bro after she told him what Gary did?
I didn't even
That's
catch
in the
that.
previews. I just was like, that really just, I ain't like that. It
Mhm.
really baked my potato. I didn't like that. But anyway,
Mhm.
so I think that's all. I can't believe that we wasn't gonna talk about that. Goodness.
Girl, I know I would have been so mad if this would have ended because that was one of the main things I wanted to bring up. So yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing when Madam is gonna show up. That should shake him up pretty good.
And did
Only
you have
time because
anything to say about the conversation between Fatima and Tamara?
that was strange to me because did she go over there to try to find out what was going on with Hayden and Marie?
Yeah,
Is
I
that
really
why she
don't have
went
much to
over
say about it either. I didn't really get that either. Mm.
there? Yeah, and then she talking about this wasn't part of the plan or whatever, and Fatima gonna look around the place. First of all, that little place they live in is raggedy.
Yeah, that's why Fatima said that. She was like, I expected more.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm trying
Yeah,
to
because
remember
if you gon', I guess she feel like if you gonna live that type of lifestyle and
live that
get
type of
get
life.
dudes for their money, it should look like you got something to show for it, So,
I don't think, but she's constantly saying, "I got my own money. I got my own money." Yeah,
mm,
I don't know.
her standards seem low if that's the case. So,
Well, yeah, she was kind of trashy when
yeah.
she picked her up basically and threw her in there.
Mhm.
I had something to say about that. Oh, Danny said something about how tight Hayden's pants were. I can't remember
He
what
did.
type of I don't remember the type of issue, the physical or health issue that he would get from wearing those tight pants. Whatever she said was hilarious.
Yeah, dang, I can't. It was. I laughed in the moment, but I cannot remember what she said.
They give him such a hard time because at this point he a victim too.
Mhm.
Because Mary, Maria, whoever she is, Marie, she not doing nothing but using him. And when it all comes out, that's all it's gonna be. She was just using him, and he know it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he feeling her. I think it's the idea of getting the money, and in a sense, it's the idea of him knowing he getting back at the other girl.
Right.
I think so. I could be way off,
Mhm.
but I'm trying to make sure I didn't leave out nothing. I think that's it. I think
Mhm.
that's all the characters. Huh. I think so. I think that's it.
Yep. So we'll see how the finale goes.
I can't believe it's the finale already. I mean, I know it's
Right.
been a long season, but this little portion here, this part of it didn't seem so long. Everything still seems new. And when did
Mhm.
this one start? I can't even, but it hasn't been that long. It just seems like this part right here is a lot stuffed in there. So next week, if that's the last episode, Karen need to have a baby. She gonna have to.
Right. Yeah. Mhm.
She gonna have to, because if they don't have her having that baby, excuse me, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
It's
She
not gonna
needs
make
to go
any
on and
sense.
pop them babies
Yeah.
out.
Oh, I forgot those twins. Yeah. I mean, she carrying so small. They need to go ahead and put 2 of those Amazon basketballs in there. But anyway, so hopefully, I thought that got past. So hopefully she has her baby, or babies. I'm sorry, here I go again.
Mhm.
That's it for me. I'm looking forward to this whole thing with Rich because he just went back there.
Yeah.
In real life, that can't happen.
Right.
But anyway, so guys, that's it for me. Also, one other thing, and I was going to talk about. Now, I might do, guys, a podcast when Zatima comes back on. But what I read is that it's not coming back on until the end of the summer, early fall. Now, if that's the case, then that means that Sisters is going to be off for a while. Now, I don't know if you keep track, but doesn't Sisters usually start around in December? Remember that one year we missed them because it was already on?
Can't remember. But
But
yeah,
if
it's just weird the way that it's almost like it's not really a schedule or something. I don't know.
it's not,
Shows are
because
weird now. I'm just so used to back in the day how shows
back in the
was, and
day, the
yeah,
new
the seasons
episode, the
ran and we
season,
knew. Yeah, it wasn't no guessing, having to guess.
right, the
But
season
now,
started at the beginning of the school year, and they all
mhm,
end of the school year. So they pretty much lasted for 9 months. But
yeah,
this right here, last summer, I was watching Zatima during the
mhm,
summertime. Zatima and Family Business were coming on the same day of the week. Now the whole summer been dedicated to Sisters. Anyway,
mm,
so we'll see what happens. So
yeah.
guys, that's it for me. I think every time we try to say goodbye, something else comes up. But
Yeah, that's all I got.
oh, I didn't get to finish saying what I was saying about Zatima. What I'm
Oh.
thinking about doing, what I'm thinking, that was the whole point of me bringing it up. But what I'm thinking about doing in Tamika's absence, you guys, because she put us down for a minute. I'm
Lord have mercy. You know what?
I had to put it out there. Tarika's going to be consistent with Sisters. I might be doing Zatima by myself. It's not definite. I may not do it at all. But I'm thinking about it, and I think it'll be fun to refer back to Sisters as we go along. Now we know that it's supposed to be separate, but I see what I see as far as them bringing other stuff from the from Zatima and putting it on Sisters, and vice
Mhm.
versa. Because they were
Yeah.
talking about some of the actors from Zatima when they were talking about they needed a babysitter for little Michael. He talked about Nate. Nate don't play on Sisters. He plays on Zatima. But anyway, so I just
Mhm.
wanted to mention that. So guys, I might do that. I just wanted to let you know. For me, that is it. I can't say that's it and that's all because that's not this show. That's all and that is all I got to say. So y'all keep on liking, subscribing, commenting,
Yes.
spread, or hit the notification bell. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yes.
That's
Thank you, everybody.
it. All right, bye.
Bye.